Well, now then, gang, welcome back to me after a couple of weeks of hoodoo. We're back on the running, so we've had nearly a full week off this week, recovered from COVID, and thought, you know, it's the bairn's birthday and haven't had a rest week in a canny while, and I keep getting ill, so I've just took it super easy all week. 5 days off. Woke up this morning itchy for a long run, so I'm out on the giant walk. I've just had a strange experience, bumped into the Geordie Fell runner. I think that's what he said his name was, I'm pretty sure. He's going to put a little comment on when he gets back, and apparently he watches the channel. There you go, one of the 157 followers, so thanks very much, made me morning. And yeah, so we're going to go out for a little run today. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how to be a trail runner in 2022. Right then, so you've decided that you're going to be a trail runner and you want to make that transition, most likely from the roads to trails. The first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to stop wearing all your designer clothes to go out running. It's not what trail runners are about. You want to get some really old scruffy or second-hand shorts and top, preferably cotton. I know today I'm wearing a New Balance top, so a bit of a hypocrite, but ideally a worn out cotton top that really sort of gets very sweaty and can show visible marks of the exercise you've been doing. That's the first thing. So yeah, really want to change up your attire now that you're a trail runner. It's very important. Trail runners do not care about their appearance other than the hat, their vest, their shoes and their socks. But other than that, we don't care. Yeah, any old gear apart from your hat, your vest and probably some trail shorts. But other than that, we're not interested. We're not like them road runners. No. Road runners always buy new gear, gotta have the latest London Marathon t-shirt. Well, we're just not like that in trail running. So yeah, just make sure you've got some old, preferably reusable, recycled gear that you can chuck on. Just chuck whatever on for trail running. Yeah, you don't need any specific gear necessarily. Well, apart from, like you say, a hat, vest, a couple of hydration bladders, a couple of your favourite gels, a GoPro to film it. Yeah, apart from that, just any old stuff. That's the first thing you're going to need. Okay, the next thing you're going to need to become a trail runner is some unusual facial hair. I myself have gone for the moustache. You may have seen it in other videos, it comes and goes depending on how much trail running I'm doing. I suspect over the winter it'll grow out quite bushy. The more time I spend on the trails, equally you might end up with a beard. If you're a woman, you know, it's going to be quite tough for you in the trail running scene. You know, really, realistically speaking, you do want some level of niche facial hair. You know, the average barbershop beard is probably not going to cut it in trail running, and you certainly don't want to be clean shaven, not like those dirty road runners hair. Definitely not. So some sort of niche facial hair is the next thing you're going to need to transition over. Girls, Magic Box or various joke shops will have comedy moustaches, so if in doubt, grab one of them ahead of your next trail race. It'll inevitably take hours off your PB having a moustache. Very important. You know, because trail runners are such a niche bunch, you know, like there's only a couple of million of us in comparison to a couple of trillion road runners. So yeah, you're very niche, you're very important. Grow yourself a little bit of special facial hair, and that way you'll definitely fit in with the trail runners. Right then, next thing you want to do, now that you've got your kit, you've grown out your facial hair, is You want to become really tight with your money, and I'm talking super tight. Like, no more paying 50, 60 quid for a 5k around your local doors. Those days are gone. You want to develop a real tightness. Forget where your wallet is completely. If a race doesn't cost £3, you don't really want to be in it. So you want to be only looking for Fell Running Association trail races. You want to be deselecting t-shirts, and really you want to be hunting for any races that have pie and peas in them. It's very important as a trail runner. I know that what I'm talking about is fell running technically, but as trail runners we don't like to faff about with those technicalities. We want to be straight in there. So yeah, gone are the days of spending a lot of money on trail races. No, that's not us. That is not you in trail running. You do not want to be part of that gang. £4 for a marathon tops. Whoa. Oh, nearly got me good trail shoes wet there. So yeah, no spending any money. You'll have probably spent it all on a GoPro and a £1 million Garmin watch, so you might not have any left. But yeah, it's all about the cheap races now, guys. None of that London marathons, Manchester marathons, things of the past. Edinburgh, oh, God no. Just imagine how much a train ticket is going to cost to those places. Gives me the shudders as a trail runner to think about that. No. I mean, the Lake District's free. Why would you want to go and pay to run around an industrial estate? Yep. Next thing you need to do is build up a plethora of stories of times that you've had to take a shit out on the trail. Don't underestimate it. You're not really a trail runner unless you've had to use one of your new expensive socks to wipe your ass. Of course, you can couple that story with, oh, I drank a fresh batch of coffee this morning before I went for a run. Yeah, I did. It was French press. You're right. Yeah, I do buy my own beans. So you can mix that in, you see. That way you get, I'm a trail runner and I drink coffee and a tale about poo. And let's be honest, like I say, you're not really a trail runner unless you're talking about pooing on the trails. Yeah, I have actually just got really wide feet. Yeah, I know, really you guessed it. The next thing you want to do is you want to develop wide feet. Now, wide feet are kind of essential for the trails. Shoes like Ultra and Zero Drop and Minimalist, they're kind of words that you're going to need to get into. Yes, you can go with Innovates, probably are a more superior shoe in my opinion, but you do still want to own at least one pair of Zero Drop shoes, and really want to talk about how wide your feet are at all times. Again, it doesn't really matter if you haven't got wide feet. You can always just lie like 90% of trail runners. If your feet did fit into normal trainers beforehand, you sort of don't want to mention that. Like, if you fit in Nike's, fine, up until you got on the trails, it's alright, don't mention it. But like, oh, hello sheep, like, just keep it hush hush. Like, you've got wide feet now, and that's all that matters. The next thing you want to do to cement yourself as a trail runner, now that you've got the aforementioned covered, is you want to develop a dream to do a round. Now, a round is like a race. It's like a race, except you do it on your own or with a group of people. So it's just like going for a run, but somebody dubbed it a round, sort of a round. Yeah, so it's kind of like a race because other people do it at different times and stuff. But anyway, it's besides the point. because in deciding to do a round doesn't mean that you actually have to do the round, unlike in road racing where you sort of sign up for a race and then you go run the race, you get your time. Like trail running doesn't work like that. Like you have to tell people over a number of years that you have an interest in, say, doing the Bob Graham round, Paddy Buckley round, a T round of sorts, multiple T rounds. Yeah, you don't, the difference, and this is the key thing here that I've got to really stress with being a trail runner, is you don't actually ever have to get around to doing it. You just sort of have to have dreams of doing it, really. You have to join the various Facebook groups, you know. I'm a member of them all myself, and only ever really attempted a couple of them. So yeah, that's the other thing as well. So mostly with these rounds you want to attempt them, but you don't really want to complete them first time. It's not good trail running etiquette. So if you want to do the Bob Graham round, it's really quite polite to go out and sort of attempt it at first, but definitely don't do it all in one, because that kind of puts a bit of a bad light on the other people that tried and didn't do it. So you want to have a failed attempt first, and then maybe go back for another one, but you don't really have to. Like I say, as long as you're sharing your dreams about one day running a certain round, that makes you a trail runner, and that's a good bit of advice. So yeah, another very important part of being a trail runner is your image. You're now in a niche gang, like I've said, of only a couple of 100,000 people, so it's time to get some unusual tattoos. I've gone for a Buddhist tattoo on the back of my calf. It's very visible when I'm running. Some people might ask, are you Buddhist? The answer is no. Does that matter? Absolutely not. I get to tell people that I get zen on the trails, and that's very important to me. The other aspect that you really want to be thinking about is giving up drinking any sort of mainstream alcohol, yeah, or giving up alcohol at all, like I've done. That way you can really virtue signal to your friends about about the benefits of not drinking alcohol. But if you really must drink as a trail runner, it's important to really only drink sort of an obscure IPA or something mainly only found in other countries that's not really easily accessible in, say, Morrison's or Aldi. You know, that's not for you, that stuff anymore. That's road runner's piss. Don't want to be drinking that. So yeah, these are my top tips for how to be a trail runner in 2022. I hope that you've not taken any of it seriously, and the only thing you really need to do to be a trail runner is to run on trails, if you hadn't already guessed. But yeah, thanks for joining along today. So, if you haven't made it to the end, well, probably not a true trail runner if you're not watching YouTube videos. But yeah, don't give it a share or a like or a subscribe. We're in a niche gang as it is. Best to keep this video niche and keep the views down. But yeah, thanks very much everybody. I hope you have a lovely week, and might join you next week in the Lake District, the mecca of the trail runner. See you then, bye.